Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Ask Zak every Tuesday as usual. Now tonight's subject is, of course, preparing ruminants for the Easter market. And what we mean by that is if you want to fatten them up for the Easter market to get them sold, because a lot of people are on leave at festive time for a lot of people, so we want to hit that market. So when we talk about that market, we also look at feedlots, because you're going to put that ruminant in a feedlot to get that weight and that mass onto them before you have to market them, so that you can hit the market at the right time. So first and foremost is what is important before you put that ruminant in the feedlot. And the first thing that we always do is we prepare their stomachs. We have to develop their stomachs, because we're going to give them a high energy feed to help them grow quickly. But if we do not prepare their stomachs properly, they will not be able to utilize those nutrients that you're going to give. So before you put those animals into a feedlot, we usually put them on our, we call it our full calf pellets or our complete calf pellets. That is our creep feed that we use for sheep and for cattle. Now what's nice about that develops the stomach, the villi, those little fingers inside the stomach, so that when the additional nutrients of the feedlot is going to come in, the animal can use it. So very important. Put that animal on the complete calf pellets beforehand, so that you get that stomach ready for when they are in the feedlot. Now when they're in the feedlot, there are a few products that you can use to get that mass on, to get that growth nice and quickly. Now the first is our complete feeds. We talk about our cattle finisher pellets when it's for, of course, our cattle, and our SK125, our sheep and goat finisher pellets. Now those are complete feeds that we give to those animals to get them fat in the feedlot. If you do have resources like mealies, if you cultivate your own mealies, you can use our sheep concentrate, because you only need to add the mealies and mix it, or our fed mix that we use for the cattle. Now very important, a lot of people ask about concentrates. Just bear in mind, if I can use those terms, is it's not always cheaper. You remember, you have to have access to good quality raw material, and of course they're going to have to be cheap. So most of the time it's only farmers that produce their own maize that look at using concentrate. And of course your mixing is crucial when it comes down to concentrate. You can't just throw it down there on the floor and jump in with the shovels and mix it like that. That's not a very effective way of mixing it. Rather get it into a concrete mixer and mix it through that, then you are already a little bit more accurate. But take note of it, and as far as I can, always I usually encourage the people to use the complete feed, because it's already mixed, it's already in the right form. Because if you do a concentrate, remember it's always going to be in a mash form and never in a pellet form. So take note of it. Another thing is, do not take grass away from those animals. Those animals in the feedlot always need to have good roughage. So make sure you have grass ad lib available for those stomachs. Otherwise the function of the stomach is not going to happen properly without those fibers that the animals get into their bodies through that roughage. So never skimp on grass. Never ever. Doesn't matter where that animal is, grass is crucial for the health of a ruminant, and even more so when it comes into a feedlot situation. Of course, another thing that you need to take into account when it comes to the growth of animals within a feedlot is we use the saying that if you put junk in, you're going to get junk out. If you're going to put low quality lambs or low quality calves into that feedlot, you cannot expect those animals to grow properly. So make sure when you put animals into your feedlot that they are of good quality. And that way you know your growth is going to be more measurable and more regular than an animal that's of poor quality. So take note of those things. So for this episode, just remember, get those animals' stomach ready with the full calf pellets or mash. Always have good grass, and look at the form of feed that you're giving them in the feedlot, whether it's pellets or concentrate, that you use the correct one and that you apply it correctly. So for everybody out there, thank you for spending time with me tonight. I see you next week, same time, same place, and I hope you learned something. Have a good evening. Goodbye.